Hello everyone, a warm welcome to all of you in our YouTube channel CA Sansar. This is CA Amit Yadav, and today we are going to discuss about extensions and timelines of compliances in income tax. So basically, in you know that in view of this COVID-19 pandemic, every taxpayer is facing difficulty in fulfilling compliances within time. So, in order to ease compliance burden, the timeline has been extended by the government with this notification number 74 oblique 2021, 75 oblique 2021, which is announced on date 25th June 2021, and the circular number is 12 oblique 2021. Apart from that, we will also discuss about a major tax exemptions have been provided by the government with this notification. Basically, for expenditure incurred in relation to COVID-19 and in case any amount received from employer or any other person as a financial assistance, we will see tax exemption with this respect. So moving to my next slide. So first of all, we will discuss about extension in timeline. So uh, in on the screen you can see that first of all, if any eligible assessee looking to file an objection to DRP and assessing officer under section 144C of the Income Tax Act 1961, in that case, last date of filing under the section is 1st June 2021 or thereafter, may be filed within the time provided in that section or by 31st August 2021, whichever is later. What does it mean? It means that under section 44C, whenever any eligible assessee received any draft assessment order from assessing officer, then in this section, the timeline within which he have to file objection is 30 days. If your 30 days means 30 days from the date of receipt of assessment order, draft assessment order. So if your 30 days falls after 1st June 2021, in that case your last date or 31st August 2021, whichever is later, is the last date up to which you can file an objection to dispute resolution panel. Now moving to next, in case of this is filing of TDS return. So that for the last quarter of financial year 2021, the TDS return should be required to be furnished on or before 31st May 2021 under Rule 31A of Income Tax Rule 1962, which was earlier extended to 30th June 2021 via Circular number 9 of 2021, and this date has been again extended by this notification number, means this notification which we are discussing recently announced on 25th June. The last date have been extended to 15th July 2021. So if anybody have not filed TDS return, then he can file up to 15th July 2021 without any late fees. Now moving to next, we know that every employer required to furnish to his employee certificate of TDS in form number 16. Usually it should be furnished by 15th June 2021 under Rule 31 of the Income Tax Rules. Again, for this date have been extended up to 15th July 2021 via Circular number 9 of 2021. And by this notification, this date again have been extended. So now the latest last date up to which certificate of TDS in form number 16 can be furnished up to 31st July 2021. Now moving to next, if anybody looking to file an application under section 10, subsection 23C, 12AB, 35 subsection 1 clause 2, 2A clause 3 and 80G of the Income Tax Act 1961, and which is required to be filed in form number 10A and form number 10AB for the purpose of registration, provisional registration, intimation, approval, provisional approval of basically trust institution and trust association, etc. Basically these institutions falls under this section. So that last date earlier was up to 30 June 2021. So by this notification, the date again have been extended up to 31st August 2021. If anybody looking to file application under this section for this purpose, then he can file up to 31st August 2021. Now moving to my next slide. So if anybody looking to avail exemption under section 54 to 54G of the Income Tax Act 1961 with respect to capital gains. So you know that if anybody want to avail exemption under these sections, there are a lot of compliances to be fulfilled by taxpayers, such as investment, deposits, payment, acquisition, purchase, construction, whatever mentioned in these sections need to be made before the due date of filing of income tax return. Since income due date of income tax return for which for those who is not required to go for audit have been extended up to 30th September 2021. Similarly, for these sections, if anybody want to avail exemptions in this section, then he can file, uh, he can fulfill the compliances up to 30th September 2021, and he can claim exemptions under this section. Now moving to next, if anybody looking for file equalization levy statement in form number 1 for the financial year 2020-21. So earlier the date was 30 June 2021. Now the date have been extended. The last date is 31st July 2021 to file the equalization levy statement in form number 1. Now, moving to next, linking of Aadhaar with PAN. As we saw that these dates have been extended from last previous some years regularly. So again, this date have been extended. So the now the latest date to last date of linking of Aadhaar with PAN under Section 139 AA of the Act is 30th September 2021, up to which any eligible assessee can go for linking of Aadhaar with PAN. Now moving to next, if anybody opt for Vivad Se Vishwas scheme, in that case he agreed to pay disputed amount of tax, interest, penalty, or fee after assessment or reassessment, then he can make payment up to 31st August 2021 without additional amount. If he is ready to pay with additional amount, then the notified date is 31st October 2021 for payment of amount under Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. Now moving to next, time limit for passing assessment order. As we know that in in this budget 2021, the timeline has been reduced by 3 months from 30 September to 30 June for the assessing officer to pass assessment order. But due to this pandemic situation, by this notification, again government restored this timeline. Now this for this assessment year, the last date is 30th September 2021, up to which an assessing officer can pass assessment order. Similarly, for passing penalty order, the date has been extended to 30th September 2021. So basically, these are the major timelines which have been extended by this notification. Now come to the next part, we will talk about tax exemption provided by this notification. As we know that we all have faced lot of difficult time during this COVID pandemic. So some taxpayer may have received amount from his employer or from any other person from their well-wishers for treatment of COVID-19 COVID-19 during financial year 2019-20 or subsequent year. So basically, we know that COVID cases comes in this financial year 2019-20. After that, we are facing these cases regular basis. So if anybody receive any amount for medical treatment for COVID-19 from their employer or from any other person, then the whole amount, whichever whatever received by the taxpayer is totally exempted after this notification. Now, in case of unfortunate death event, any ex gratia payment received by family member of a person from the employer of such person or from other person on the death of person on account of COVID-19, again during the period financial year 2019-20 and subsequent years. So in that case, if the amount is received from employer, the whole amount, whichever whatever amount received from the employer, whole amount will be tax exempted. But there is a capping limit up to 10 lakh in case amount received from person other than employer. So and that amount should be in aggregate. So thank you very much. This is all from my side. I hope you all get some useful information from this session. If you like the session, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel to get latest updates. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.